everybody. I am tired of watching Ghostbusters movies. So let's do this once and for all. Let's decide what Ghostbusters sequel is the best. Finally, after completing both of the individual reviews for the Ghostbusters sequels, we can effectively decide which one is the better movie. Ghostbusters 2 or Ghostbusters 2016. And you also can find the full-length reviews I did for Ghostbusters 2 and Ghostbusters 2016 in the description box below. And just in case any of you were wondering, I did get a haircut. Okay, so this is how we're going to compare these two movies. I'm going to do 5 different categories that I feel they all have in common because technically they were trying to entertain the audience in the same way. And then from there, each category will be worth 1 point. Whoever wins that category, well, gets the point. Pretty simple. Okay, let's get to it. The 5 categories are: number 1, the cast; number 2, the villain; number 3, the plots; number 4, the overall special effects; and number 5, and this one is the most important one, the overall enjoyment and rewatchability of these movies. Okay, the first category, the cast. When it comes to both of these movies, there's one that stands out for being filled with the comic genius minds of their time and their generation. Characters that'll be remembered forever in movie lore. And then there's the other one, which is Ghostbusters 2016. Now, I remember Peter Venkman and Egon and Ray and Winston, and I can associate a face with those names. But when it comes to Ghostbusters 2016, to be honest with you, it's been like a month since I've been putting together my last video. And I can't even remember what the Ghostbusters names were in 2016. I know there was a Patty. I think that was the black girl. And then Kristen Wiig was something. I genuinely don't remember their names. So I think in the case of this, it's clear. Ghostbusters 2 gets the point for having the better cast. I mean, I really shouldn't have to spend that much time talking about that, right? I mean, it's fairly obvious that watch my reviews and you'll know why the cast is way better in Ghostbusters 1. I mean, Ghostbusters 2, but it's the same cast, right? Okay, and on to the second category, the villains. Now, I don't really like either of the villains from these stories, but I do think there's a winner. Now, this is a harder one than the cast, which is super easy to pick, because I ultimately think both of these villains had areas where they lacked, and they had areas where they succeeded. First off, Ghostbusters 2016, I actually remember that villain name, even though I can't remember the Ghostbusters name. Rowan, when he was a person, it was just kind of boring and lame, and so boring and lame, they traded him out for Chris Hemsworth. But when he hit his final form, it looked awesome, and I wish we would have seen a little bit more of that. But then when it comes to Vigo the Vigarian, or whatever it was called, it was like the slime didn't make any sense, and he was kind of stuck in a painting, but he wasn't stuck in a painting because he could get out. But ultimately, he disappointed when he does get out, and you see his final form because he looked kind of like a bloated, dead Ray that was floating in the river for a while. So not to waste too much time on this category, because I am ready to be done with Ghostbusters. I can't say that enough. I would have to give the winning vote, even though I like the idea of a haunted painting so much better than a dude walking around putting devices inside of buildings. Even though I like that idea better, I'm going to have to give the better villain, simply based on the look, to Rowan. Ghostbusters 2016. Okay, looks like moving into the third category, we now have a tie score of 1 to 1. You know, I feel like I need to have a little more flair. Okay, that was a little over the top, huh? Anyway, on to category 3, the plots. The plot of the Ghostbusters 2 is simply 4 unemployed Ghostbusters find employment again busting ghosts. They help an old friend that went off to have another man's kid. Conveniently, she also works at a museum that contains a haunted painting of some old dude. Dana's kid is almost abducted by the old man painting, so she asks the Ghostbusters for help once again. After some shenanigans of discovering a river of slime, discovering the painting is haunted, stealing the Statue of Liberty, and saving the day with happiness, Ghostbusters 2 comes to a rather anticlimactic end, leaving you feel kind of empty, bored, and just, I don't know, like you wasted your time. Ghostbusters 2016, on the other hand, is about 2 girls who are now frenemies and another girl getting their faith in the paranormal restored after seeing a ghost at an old mansion. After stealing some equipment, they set up a base above an old Chinese restaurant where absolute hilarious things happen.
That looks like dishwater and one shrimp.
They build some technology to capture ghosts. Then they hire some eye candy for the ladies. And then they hire some eye candy for the fellas. Then they do pretty much the same thing the Ghostbusters did in the first Ghostbusters movie. Meanwhile, the bad guy, tired of being picked on, decides he's going to open up a portal to hell. And he wants all the dead people to come back, because I guess that would make this place cool to live. The Ghostbusters go to the mayor, like they always do, and then they end up fighting Rowan, saving the city, and saving their friendships. Filled with non-stop fart jokes and a constant battle over the right amount of wontons.
I got 1 wonton.
Ghostbusters 2016 shockingly achieves a little bit less than Ghostbusters 2 did. So, not to waste too much time on this category, because I am ready to be done with Ghostbusters. I can't say that enough. I'm going to give that point of the better plot to Ghostbusters 2. Okay, on to the 4th category, with Ghostbusters 2 having a 1-point lead. The 4th category is the special effects. And once again, watch my other 2 reviews of both of these movies, because they pretty much cover why I don't enjoy the special effects of these movies. And it's because they both made cartoonish looking ghosts. I mean, I don't need realistically scary ghosts that are going to frighten children, but I don't know, just something that's a little more tense, a little bit more real, that doesn't remind me that I'm watching a cartoon. That's all I ask for. But at the end of the day, there's only one ghost that really, really hits a home run for me, and that's Ronan's final form again. Obviously, one of my only favorite things from Ghostbusters 2016. So I think I'm going to have to give Ghostbusters 2016 the point for better special effects. And anybody notice there that I threw a picture of a Scooby-Doo ghost in there? Probably didn't even realize it, because the ghosts in those movies look like cartoons. And thank God, on to the final category, the overall enjoyment and rewatchability of these movies. Now, once again, don't get me wrong, neither of these movies provide a lot of enjoyment or rewatchability. But if I had to pick one, it would be Ghostbusters 2. And the only reason why it gets a little bit more rewatchable is because it's attached to the first Ghostbusters. Now, I hate to say that matters, but it does. The nostalgia and the characters and the world building that comes with it, coming directly after one of the best movies ever made, makes it totally rewatchable. On the other hand, Ghostbusters 2016, seeing as I can't even remember the main characters' names, It's almost a chore to have to get through it. So many poop and fart jokes that just don't land. I wouldn't watch it again. Maybe ever.
I got one wonton.
Before I sat down to watch both of these sequels, I had a conversation with a guy I work with. And I actually did say Ghostbusters 2016 was better than Ghostbusters 2, even though they're both not good. I thought Ghostbusters 2016 was the better one. And after sitting down and deciding to do my first 2 YouTube videos on those movies, simply based on that conversation, well, I've got to say,
I've made a huge mistake.
Because it looks like Ghostbusters 2, even though bad and boring at times, is the better sequel. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Remember to hit that like button, leave a comment, tell me how you feel about Ghostbusters 2, Ghostbusters 2016. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? And then look for more content coming out. I can't wait to keep watching movies, talking about movies, critiquing movies, and telling you what I love about movies. And at the end of the day, we can all be a little bit thankful that we don't have to worry about another Ghostbusters movie. Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no!